You're texting someone you care about, waiting for that blue check mark to turn into a response. Minutes feel like hours. Your stomach churns with each passing notification that isn't from them. Meanwhile, they're probably living their life, completely unbothered by the silence. This is the romance paradox in action. Whoever loves less holds all the cards. The person who needs the relationship least controls its direction. They set the pace. They decide when to respond, when to make plans, when to show affection. You find yourself walking on eggshells, careful not to seem too eager, too available, too invested. You've become a prisoner of your own feelings. This dynamic extends far beyond romantic relationships. Think about your friendships, your work relationships, even family dynamics. The person who cares less about the outcome often gets their way. They negotiate from a position of strength because they're willing to walk away. You, on the other hand, negotiate from fear. Psychologist Alfred Adler called this the inferiority complex. When we feel less powerful in a relationship, we compensate by trying harder. We become more giving, more accommodating, more willing to sacrifice our needs. We think if we just love them enough, care enough, give enough, the balance will shift. But the opposite happens. The more we chase, the more they retreat. Social psychologist Robert Cialdini explains this through the principle of scarcity in his book, Influence. What's easily available seems less valuable. When you make yourself constantly available, always ready to drop everything for someone else, you inadvertently decrease your perceived worth. Your attention becomes expected rather than appreciated. You might recognize this pattern in your own life. That friend who only calls when they need something, knowing you'll always answer. The colleague who takes credit for team success while you do the heavy lifting. The romantic interest who knows you'll always be there, so they never have to try very hard to keep you. The cruel irony is that caring deeply is beautiful. Love, genuine affection, and emotional investment are what make us human. But in a world where vulnerability is often seen as weakness, your biggest strength becomes your greatest liability. Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we suffer when we try to control things outside our influence. You can't control how someone else feels about you. You can't force someone to love you back with the same intensity. You can't make someone prioritize you in their life. The only thing you control is your own behavior and responses. This doesn't mean becoming cold or calculating. It means developing what psychologists call emotional independence. You can love someone without needing their validation to feel worthy. You can care about someone without losing yourself in the process. Start by examining your own relationship with yourself. Do you like your own company? Can you be alone without feeling lonely? People who love themselves appropriately rarely find themselves in these unbalanced power dynamics. They're not desperate for external validation because they provide it internally. Set boundaries that honor your worth. If someone consistently takes hours to respond to your messages, stop responding immediately to theirs. If someone only makes time for you when it's convenient for them, start prioritizing your own schedule. This isn't game playing. This is self-respect. Build a life so rich and fulfilling that no single person can make or break your happiness. Pursue interests that excite you. Develop friendships with different people. Create meaning through work, hobbies, or causes that matter to you. When your happiness doesn't depend on one person's attention, you naturally become more attractive and less desperate. Practice what Buddhists call non-attachment. You can love someone deeply while holding that love lightly. You can invest in relationships without making them your entire identity. You can care about outcomes without being destroyed if they don't go your way. The most magnetic people are those who are complete on their own. They don't need you to fix them, save them, or validate them. They want you in their life because you add value, not because they're afraid of being alone. They love from abundance, not scarcity. Stop trying to balance the power by loving harder. Instead, balance it by loving yourself enough to not accept scraps of attention from people who should be grateful for your presence. The right people will match your energy without you having to beg for it. Your worth isn't determined by how much someone else values you. It's determined by how much you value yourself.